Hello IT Pros and welcome back to my IT workshop. This is Alvendril, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use SSH to connect to a remote Ubuntu computer. In this case it's going to be a virtual machine, but it can be a physical, can be a server, doesn't make a difference, okay? So right now I'm in my desktop computer, as always. In the computer I do most of my videos, and the icons are a little bigger so you can see it better. So now let's go to my channel, my IT workshop. As you can see here, thank you very much guys, 824 subscribers as of the making of this video. Thank you very much for the support. So I have done these two videos in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So in the first one, install Ubuntu command line on Windows, I do actually that. I install bash command line on a Windows 10 computer. It works for Windows 8 or Windows 7. And the other one, install Ubuntu on Windows using a VirtualBox, is when I actually install, I create a virtual machine to have Ubuntu running. Okay, so we're going to use these two videos. I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you want to see them. Okay, so the other thing we are going to do is, as like I mentioned, this is my regular desktop computer, the one I use on 99% of my videos here. So now I'm going to go, I'm going to show you that this is a real computer. As you can see here, I have these applications. It's a free application, CPU-Z. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. I show it many times in the channel. So this application shows you what your computer is all about. So this one is an i5. You can see the motherboard, you can see the memory, 16 gigabytes, and all that. So this is to prove you that this is a real desktop computer. Okay, it's not a virtual machine. So now I'm going to, using RDP, connect to another physical desktop computer on which I have installed in the last video the virtual machine, the Ubuntu virtual machine. So I also am going to open CPU-Z, and you can see that this one is an AMD Ryzen. So the processor is an AMD. The beauty of this processor or Ryzen is that it has 8 cores and 16 threads. So you can do a lot of virtual machines here. If you want a lab or something, you can do it here. I'm going to leave the link for Amazon if you're interested in the devices. I mean the motherboard, the RAM, the case, and all that. Okay, so you can see there the motherboard is another model. So I'm just showing you that this is another physical computer. Again, if you do this in a virtual machine, doesn't make a difference. It's going to work as well. I'm just showing you that I have this on my local network. Okay, so as you can see here, VirtualBox is installed and Ubuntu is running. So I'm going to just open the Ubuntu virtual machine, so you can see what's going on there. So here we go. So here we have some updates. I'm going to close it. We're going to do it in a few more minutes. And now I'm going to make it bigger. This also I show you how to do in the video. If you like to work with this size of a screen, that's pretty cool. If you want the smaller one, that's great as well. So I'm going to look for the terminal. I'm going to click here and just type ter, and there you go. This is the terminal for Ubuntu. Now, I'm going to issue a few commands like the IP address. So as you can see here, IP address show. And the important part is this one, 192.168.1.205. I copy it. I don't know why I copy it because I never use it. So, but that's the IP address. So we are back on the Windows, on my regular desktop computer. I'm going to open a CMD. And I'm going to try to ping to this IP address. So 192.168.1.205. And as you can see, we have connection. That means the virtual machine is in the same network and I can reach to it. So next, what we are going to do is I'm going to try to SSH to this computer. So SSH, if you don't know, is a protocol that for remote connections, either another computer or a network device like a switch or an access point. And it's encrypted. That means everything that is transfer, commands and all that between these two devices cannot be, it's encrypted. Nobody can, it's not clear text like Telnet, for example. If you want to know more about SSH, I have created a video in the past. This one is about 5 minutes. Use SSH instead of Telnet. I show how I use it with a Cisco switch. So I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you're interested. Okay. So I'm going to try to SSH to this Ubuntu virtual machine, but I didn't realize when I was making the video. I just typed SSH, which is wrong. But the way you connect, it's going to give you an error, but the way you connect to an Ubuntu machine is, as you can see here, I type the user first and then the IP address. So here I'm saying that, well, now I'm typing bash. That's what we have installed in the past, in a past video. And now, so we can run Ubuntu commands. So I'm going to do the same, this time correctly, SSH, Alvendril, the user, and the IP address. Can also be the name of the device, of the computer, IP or name. So it's telling me that port 22 connection is refused. So it's not telling me that it doesn't exist. It tells me that the port is closed. So we have to open it. So for that, again, I'm showing you that I'm in the desktop computer, in the AMD desktop computer. So I'm just showing you that one more time for some reason. So now what we're going to do, we have to enable SSH on this machine. So as I mentioned a few seconds ago, in order to log in to the device, you have to type the username. You can have many usernames like in Windows, and then either the name of the computer or the IP address. Okay, that's both are going to work just fine. Normally you use the IP address, but the name also works. So again, the username you want to connect to, because you have to know the password for this user, obviously. Otherwise would be a security flaw on the operating system. So now I'm going to update I'm going to check if there is any update for the Ubuntu virtual machine. So for that, I type the command sudo, which is to have admin rights, apt update. So it's asking me for password for the user Alvendril. So obviously I know it. And I ran this command a few days ago, a week ago. So there are not many updates at the moment. But if you have installed it or you didn't turn on the computer for a long time, you are going to wait a little longer, I would think. So now I'm going to type sudo apt or apt install OpenSSH server. So we need that, but I made a mistake. Again, I mistyped that. I type OpenSSH. So I didn't realize that, and we're reading unable to locate package OpenSSH server because it doesn't exist. So I'm going to correct that, OpenSSH server, enter, and now it's going to connect. So do you want to do it? Yes, of course. And now it's a good time while it's installing to remind you to subscribe to the channel and like this video for the YouTube algorithm. So the video was sped up for the installation. It took a few seconds, and now it's done. Now we have to, Ubuntu has this firewall called UFW, so we have to allow SSH in the firewall. So for that, I'm going to type the next command, which is sudo, again, because we need admin rights to do this. Sudo UFW allow SSH, and we press enter. So this is going to be really quick. And that's it. Pretty much we have enabled SSH connection to this computer. Okay, so something I want to show you, if I type the command ls, is to show all the files, directories that I have in this directory, and you can see all that. So I'm going to go to cd documents, just like Windows, enter, and I'm going to type ls to show me everything. The only thing for now in this directory documents is this script, hi script sh. Well, hi script is a script. I'm going to run it just to show you what happens. It's a basic script that the only thing it does is it's going to print these letters. This script lives inside the AMD desktop computer. So we know that we are, like I mentioned, inside, and we are remotely logged to this AMD computer. So I've shown you many times now, just to prove you, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to open CPU Z, and I'm showing you that we are in that physical computer, the AMD processor computer. So now I'm back to my all-day desktop computer on which I do all my videos, and we are going to try again. But before that, I'm going to issue, we're in bash right now, I'm going to clear it, So I'm going to type ls, and since I'm in Windows, I'm going to see folders and files related to Windows. Like, for example, you can see my documents, you can see OneDrive, you can see pictures and all that. You can recognize those from Windows, no problems there. But this one is the important. I create this folder, Ubuntu. I'm going to show you how to create a folder in a few more seconds, and I'm going to type cd Ubuntu to go to that folder. So from here, I'm going to clear it again. I'm inside the Ubuntu folder that I have created. And now you can create any folder that you may like. I just call it Ubuntu because it's easier for me to remember. So I issue the command ls, so it's going to show me everything that it's inside this folder. So we have two scripts which are not the same like the hi command in the remote computer, in the Ubuntu virtual machine, okay? So I'm just showing you what I have and that I don't have that script. So now I'm going to try to connect SSH Alvendril, which is the user. I need to know the password for that and the IP address. Okay, so I'm going to press enter. Again, is the Alvendril the username? In this case, that's the name I use for this channel. And well, my name for this channel. And the IP address. I press enter. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Well, that's why we are here. And I'm going to type yes. It's going to ask me the password for Alvendril, for the user. Again, you might have many users. That's not a problem, but you need to know a username to connect to this device. So as you can see here, I'm connected, Alvendril VirtualBox. So I'm going to issue the command ls, and you can see the same desktop, documents, download, and all that. So I'm going to go to documents like we have done in the virtual machine, and I'm going to type ls. And you can see that I have the hi script sh. So I'm going to run it, and you can see the same. This script lives in the AMD desktop computer. So I'm running the command remotely. I'm running the script, remotely. You can also run commands. We have done it with ls. And I'm going to create now a folder, well, a directory, mkdir from remote computer, okay, to show you that I can run commands remotely. So if I type ls, I can see the folder that I just created and the hi script. So now I'm going to go to, again, I'm showing you the hi script that is here. I just ran it a few seconds ago. And now what I'm going to do is I need to go to the virtual machine. So again, here's the AMD computer and the virtual machine that lives inside. So as you can see here, a few commands ago, I am the documents, ls, and the only thing we saw was the hi script sh. So now I'm going to issue the command one more time, ls, and now it shows me the folder, the directory I have created remotely, that from remote computer. So that way I can show you that you can run commands, you can run scripts, you can manage, you can create, you can do many configurations remotely, okay? So in future videos, I'm going to show you how to write basic scripts in Bash, now that we have it, and also in Python, okay? But that's more in the future. So that's all I wanted to show you in this video, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any other comment or questions, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.